BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by...
I want to retire knowing we did it right. We want
to know that it's been worth something.
It's worth everything.
Be intentional about your worth. Farmers National Bank Wealth Management.
We're very active on this, again, the K to 4th grade scale. We've been participating in a lot of hands-on stuff. We bring kids into the company on a not so much just a tour basis. That doesn't do much for the kids. You know, somebody could get up front, the CEO and professor, you're going to make $50,000 a year and you're going to do this. But our approach has been more, no, we're not going to be able to sign this young man, young lady up today to be a 4-year machinist, credentials-oriented type person, because first and foremost, most of the kids walking through the door have never touched a hammer before, but sometimes the approach has been rather aggressive, in my opinion, that, okay, well, they're not going to do the 4-year degree, well, here's their avenue, sign up for this, and away you go. I think a better approach, and what we've been fostering here at KTSDI, is invite the kids in young ages, engage them in stations, and move them around to different sciences, and try to teach them, get them some hands-on stuff that they can appreciate it and then take the next level.
We do a number of projects with the younger students. We do a hosting day for Summer Manufacturing Institute. We will also go on site to a lot of kindergartens and also elementary schools, and we really push a number of STEM projects, whether that be different stations they'll set up at, or they will also do science experiments. We have them do a little bit of pre-projects before these events. We have them create their own business cards. A lot more kids want to be in a veterinarian. A lot of them want to be engineers. A lot more want to be engineers after they attend our events, because now they understand what STEM is. We call these our infamous do-a-tangs. And what these consist of is basically trying to give outside folks an illustration of, hey, this is what we do. So here's the beginning where we have our kids sign in, and then, of course, we offer our presentations. And then also here at the business cards, we have all of the students do. Now, this is prior to our STEM event. There's a lot of creativity that goes into this. Our younger kids, their eyes just light up. They love the hands-on. They're way more receptive than some of our older students. And that's just probably because they haven't seen any of this stuff before. We do stations as simple as lumber and screwing, screws in the lumber, using a drill.
This was my idea probably 5-6 years ago. When I first announced that we have to multiple stations in any of our STEM events, whether we're on site here at KTSDI or we've done Stadium Drive School, for example, 400 kids in 2 days. We orchestrated, managed that whole thing. One of the stations I said is, boy, these kids today, K, the 4th grader, I know how much my 10-year-old loves to hit a nail, and he gets lots of opportunities with a father like myself. But what about all those other kids? And this was the most rewarding station for all the kids. Short of virtual reality, and how can you top that, this was like number 1 or number 2 for most kids. We had kids lined up across a 2x4, 8-foot long. There's 6 or 7 of them on that, and they're hammering till their heart's content to have a race or whatever, and then they got screwdrivers out and everything. So we kept this kind of as a memento. My long-term goal is to continue the kids program as much as we can. I'm not going to be able to hire that kindergartner or 4th grader today, and who knows where he or she would be in the future, but at least we've touched them a little bit that there are some other things going on. But we need them to get a sense and feel for the dynamics of a robust manufacturing industry, because we either become manufacturers, we become service people, or we're all teachers, educators, or healthcare. And if you look at each major city, even good old Youngstown, Ohio, what's the biggest employer? Education and healthcare. And how do you sustain a viable economy in that regard?
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by...
I want to retire knowing we did it right. We want
to know that it's been worth something.
it's worth everything.
Be intentional about your worth. Farmers National Bank Wealth Management.